Okay, so I drop my children all off at school, I get back to the house, and then I hear this phone call coming in.
Due to the threat of inclement weather, Talladega County Schools will dismiss at noon today, March 19, 2018. All after-school activities have been canceled as well. Thank you.
What in the world does that have to do with us as transplant patients? Stay tuned. Hey folks, welcome to Transplant Helper. Today, my name is Jim Burrell, and you might not really understand what that little snippet of a phone conversation meant, but for me and all of us as transplant patients, that should mean a lot. As a matter of fact, this morning what it did, it kind of reminded me, it spurred my memory in order that I might tell you about some things you need to know. Now, it's all in the wake of potential natural disasters, whether that's a wildfire, a mudslide, an earthquake, a tsunami, a hurricane, a nor'easter, or in our case today, the potential for some severe tornadoes coming through the south. We always need to be prepared. And as I've said before on previous episodes, we need to be prepared for things like if you have to evacuate, knowing where you're going to evacuate and how far that new place of evacuation is from a good transplant center. Who knows when you might get into some difficulty and need access to a transplant center. So always be cautious. If you can, evacuate closer to a transplant center, certainly not farther away. But in addition to that, and today's quick tip really comes in from a good friend of mine, Olivia Hollis. I mentioned her a few times on the program. Her mother happens to be a pharmacist, and we were talking the other night about the pharmaceuticals, the medications, all the things we're on post-transplant, and she mentioned to me the great idea, I thought, of making sure that some of your medications, not all, but that some of your medications are kind of tucked away, maybe even put back in a fireproof box or a fireproof safe, something like that. Now, those things don't cost much, probably for $20 or less. You can get kind of a fireproof box, get some of your medications, just a few days worth, a few doses, put those in that fireproof box, tuck it away, and then that way, if you had to evacuate, obviously, you might have a little warning, and you can grab all of your meds, including that. But if something should occur, heaven forbid, a fire or a tornado come through, something suddenly, where you don't have the time to think, you don't have the time to prepare, maybe that fireproof box will be left behind and you will have it. Because when disasters happen like that, it becomes more difficult, especially I know with tornadoes here in the south. Travel is nearly impossible. Communication becomes nearly impossible. Of course, there's a lot going on. People are in dire straits and people need help. And you don't need to be concerned or having to be concerned about getting your medication, getting it, calling it in, getting it refilled immediately, having it by, say, your nighttime dose or next morning dose, whatever the case. You don't need to be panicking with that. So I thought that was a great tip that comes from Alice Hollis. And basically, the idea was tuck away some of your meds in a fireproof safe or box or just somewhere where you feel really secure about that. Make sure you have them in case the need should arise, and then you can access those very quickly and easily and keep your meds going. I hope this quick tips helped you out in some way. If it has, how about go ahead and give me a big thumbs up or a like on this video. Consider sharing it out to some of your friends. They don't have to be transplant patients to be reminded of this. If they're on some important medications or some kind of regimen they need access to, this is a good tip for them. I think it would be wonderful to share it out. In addition to that, if you're not already a subscriber to this channel, right now is the perfect time to hit the subscribe button beneath the video, maybe even the bell notification off beside that, and then hopefully I can continue to provide you with great content that will advocate, educate, and motivate you as a transplant patient. But until next time, please stay stronger, friends.